Hello, today we're in a cemetery tour, and this happens to be in West Springfield, Massachusetts. And it has an old part and a new part. The part accessible by car we're going to drive through is the modern part. But there's a very ancient part inside there from the 1700s, and we're going to have to get out of the car. And the reason why it's not accessible by the road, you have to walk about 120 feet on the top of the road. Right, and we'll drive as much of the cemetery as possible. Now, the name of the cemetery is Paucatuck Cemetery, and it was established in 1772 and incorporated in 1850. But established is much more important. And 1772 is right before the American Revolutionary War. It's also 2 years before West Springfield became a town. So this was part of Springfield when this was established. Okay, and you can see the modern parts, lots of flags around. Memorial Day was 3 weeks ago. And we just went by a Paucatuck cremation garden. Right, and then a lot of modern stones around here. Now, the two parts of the cemetery are separated from each other. And you have to go back out to the public road in order to even get to the second part, which is the modern part. But the easiest way into the old part is through the very modern part. Right, and there's a part right here that says Paucatuck Cemetery, William Sykes area, with a little bench for themselves. Okay, and you're going to see a beautiful white fence the entire length of this cemetery. And again, we're going to go inside the second part. And there's 3 gates. We count the first from the right. Here's the middle one. You see, it's a very long cemetery. And we're passing the old part now, so we got to find a way to get in there. And the way in there is through a roadway here. There's actually 4 entranceways. Okay, and this is the modern part at the bottom of the hill. And what we're going to do, we're going to park right here. Okay, so now we're going to enter into the old part of the cemetery, up a hill from the modern part. And we got some very ancient stones inside of here. And of course there's some few modern ones along the way. Right, you can see modern, but then you quickly start to see some very old ones in here. So you have the typical 1800 marble ones that you can see right in front of you. Right, lots of those. Right. And then in the middle there are these very old brownstone ones from the 1700s in memory of Mrs. Mary Cooley, wife of Lieutenant Roger Cooley, who died May 15, 1794. And Roger Cooley's Revolutionary War veteran's stone right there. And here's a very ancient one, 1775. Looks like a member of the Day family. All right, and they even have here one that's a modern stone put up in 1987 by the Ramapogue Historical Society for Captain Luke Day, who died in 1801. And here's Mr. Horace Day, died 1816. All right, and you can see some very old ones around. You can see the obelisk around, right, of both brownstone and marble. This is Ebenezer Miller, who died 1783, right, 91 years old. And then his wife, Elizabeth, is 1780, she died So these are extremely old stones right through the middle. In the middle, the oldest part tends to be in the middle of the real old ancient part here. Here's a 1770? Well, it's hard to read the last digit, but this is Jonathan Smith. All right, and he has a great old angel on the top of his stone. All right, so it's an incredible view up here of all these very old stones. And I invite you to come here and walk through and look at all the stones, trying to figure out. This is a real daughter of a Revolutionary War veteran. All right, this one's from 1804, Mrs. Lewis Colburn. And there's David Rockwell, died 1789. And then there's some beautiful modern ones, and then mixed together right through the middle are somewhat old ones, starting to get 1800 and definitely 1900 on the other side. So I'll give you a panoramic up here. Okay, and there's Daniel Day over there with his wife. And there's one last brown stone in this row here. Rudolphus Morley, 1803. It says, "Dear mother, mourn but not, for I am landed high where trouble shall never see and never something." But it's a beautiful quote. Okay, so I hope you come out here and see these wonderful gravestones. Thank you.